'Cause every time we try to break it down and build again, every time we try to make up for something lost, you know, we're never letting go. This time we can reach the sky on a prayer, we go higher than high. Yeah, wide awake, it's a big mistake, 'cause it's something we can deny. But with a love like this, we'll never fall. All of a sudden
Good evening, everybody. I am your host, Hollis Mahady. Welcome to Hollis-tics. This is Hollis-tics. I am Hollis Mahady. I usually say it the other way. Welcome to Hollis-tics. I'm your host, Hollis Mahady. But here's the thing, guys, because I usually say, "Ooh, well, it's a lovely night. It's been a great day." But when you're watching this, it is technically live. But if you have been watching, you've known that now Wednesday nights, I am at Rock and Roll Studios. And if you are watching this right now, I can't lie. I'm not really here because I won't be able to see your comments or chat with you because I'm currently, if all goes according to plan, I am on the stage at Rock and Roll Studios playing the piano. I like to say I'm leading the jam. Not really. They have a little group there. And I went last week and it was just so much fun. It was good to be back on stage. It's really cool. They have like a big computer screen, not a computer screen, like on the stage, they have a big screen. There's like 4 different TVs, but it looks like one big screen. And the leader of the group, his name is Brian. He's a really cool guy. I don't think he's the owner of Rock and Roll Studios, but he's like the head honcho. He's the one you go to if you have a problem, if you want to switch rooms or pay the rent, all that stuff. He's a nice guy, but he has this whole list of oldies songs, and they'll pull it up on his computer, and it goes up on the screen so we could all sit there and play the chords. And and there's people with their acoustic guitars. Last week I think someone plugged in a bass and we were playing, and we sang Country Roads, and we sang oh, you know what I sang? I sang It's a Heartache because I saw that up there. I was new to the group, and they were like, "Oh, Hollis, is there anything you want to pick and sing?" And I saw that one. I was like, "Oh, Bonnie Tyler, It's a Heartache." I did a cover of that. I'm familiar with that one. So I kind of led the jam, and it's not that hard of a song to play. It was just a couple chords, and everyone started playing it, and we were doing it. It was just nice to be back on stage. I mean, I've been practicing in a room by myself for like a really long time. It gets a little lonely after a while. So I'm easing back into the scene, just want to dive right in. I actually joined some groups on Facebook today. So Cleveland musicians, musicians of Ohio. There's some opportunities out there. I don't know. I was in a cover band for many, many years, all throughout college. That's where Jess, I don't know if you'll be watching this tonight, but Jess, she was at many Mr. Pink gigs, and Mr. Pink was a cover band, and we played lots of different things: 80s, 70s, 90s, 60s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. It was a while ago, but it was 2000 back then. But it's fun, and we got paid good money. They always treated us like rock stars. It was fun. You get a free meal, beer. I don't drink anymore, so I think it might be a little bit different. But going on the boat cruise, I saw the cover band playing there, and it was a country band. Country's not my favorite genre. Nothing against it. It's just not really my thing. So I wasn't really that into it. But if it was something else, I'd probably, I know so many covers, and I don't know. There's opportunities out there, if at this point, if I was got into a cover band and did some gigs, when you could make some money and, could use some money. Everyone needs some money. But at this point, it would just be, you really have to vibe with the people because you're with them, you're practicing, and then you're out and it's fun. And I don't drink, so I have to be able to like at least be with people who are interesting and like I could talk to if you're not drunk, because like a lot of times, but things have changed so much. I mean, as far as me, I mean, I'm a lot older now, so it's just like it would still be fun because I'm always, I like the life of the party. I like to go and bring people together. And like I said, I love being in a band. I mean, cover bands are just easier to get into because there's gigs and, like when you're trying to do your own original music and stuff, there's gigs and stuff, but I mean, you rarely get paid. Cover bands, especially if you get into a good cover band. Like when we went to the boat cruise, we drove past in the boat. we went past a place called like the Music Box, I think it was called in Cleveland, or in the Supper Club. And I was like, that looks cool. I heard they have original bands there as well. So like afterwards, I went on my phone and I was looking, and the majority, I think there's two different rooms. So I think they have original music too. But it sounds like the bulk of their events like are cover bands. But there was one that was like Electric Light Orchestra tribute band. I was like, oh, that would be cool. I want to go to that one. There's a Frankie Valli one. There's one like a lot of different tributes. So that's the cool thing about Cleveland. There's a lot of opportunity, like live music and things that I do. Like I say, are bands going out of style to people play live, but they do, and especially here, they have like a lot of events. And I always love that just about being in bands. You just meet so many people, and it's always someone might have a retirement party. Oh, they want a band to come and play, and then you get to go and you meet new people, and like you always get eat and drink, and usually get paid something. Like even when I was Mr. Pink back then, that's how I, didn't pay for college like that, but that's how I got. I was always working on the weekend, but it was the best kind of work. It was fun. I was out. We drove all over Pennsylvania. I mean, from Erie, Pennsylvania to Altoona, Pennsylvania. I remember that one a lot. To sometimes New York. I remember going to Bemis Point, New York. If Mike P was in here, he could just tell me exactly where we went, because I don't remember the exact York, PA, Allentown, all over Pennsylvania, and I did that all through college. I mean, maybe not the first year, but I probably did it for a good 2 or 3 years. And I mean, there would be some weekends I would make like, especially if you got like a higher paid gig. And we eventually got like an agent, a booking agent, which was like a big deal. I mean, he ended up, I think, being a crook and like stealing our money. Ooh, big. See you from the beginning, the music industry. They're all, they're all the same. I can't say all. Maybe there's some exceptions. But even then, his name was like Bob. Maybe I shouldn't say his name. I don't know. What was it like? Pegasus Management. His name was Bob. And we got this booking agent, and then he started getting us bigger gigs. Like, okay, we got paid $1,200 to go to the shore, but you have to. By the time I didn't get $1,200. By the time you pay for the gas, and you pay for the van, and you pay for the hotel, and you pay for we all get like $150. But still, I was a college kid getting to go play rock and roll, play cover songs, drink, eat, stay in a hotel during college, and like get $150. I mean, it was awesome. So it's not the worst job you could have, and I can make use of my talent. So we'll see where it goes. But I don't know, just things I'm exploring, because you gotta do things you like to do. We don't always get that fortunate in doing things we like with our job, but there is opportunity out there. I also have the ability to now, with like my keyboard and the backing tracks, and then I got better at it, I could go out by myself and play covers, and I played the piano along to it. I used to do that in Pennsylvania at the American Legion. I would go with my keyboard, and I had my little backing tracks, and I sang live, and I played the keyboard, but I didn't have to rely on a band, which was great. And I would get to keep all the money. So there's that too. So there's those ways, and here, like I said, it's kind of a shame it's not all put together already, because maybe I could be out gigging and making money. But I want to do my own original stuff too. But we will see. So that was kind of a long intro. But my point is, right now I'm at Rock and Roll Studio, so this is not technically live, but I wanted to come on and record. And I'm recording this right now, yes, in StreamYard. So hopefully I have no problem uploading it. And yeah, so you could see things look a little different. My new little background isn't here, because honestly, I don't know where to change it. Dan's not here. He usually helps me with these things. But I said, you know what? It's Wednesday. I want to put a new live episode on. I was thinking about shooting it outside, but honestly, I was like, I have to bring the tripod and the microphones and then come back and edit. It just takes a long time, and I have some stuff I need to get done today. So I'm kind of like in the future now. You're like watching in the future. This is the past. But when you watch it will be the past, but it'll still be the future. Oh, it's time real. We get into that stuff today, on this show, Hollis-tics. So I hope everyone is had a good day, is having a good night, and it's still, now that you know the secret, it's still sunny out there. So, but I just want to pop on. This is going to be kind of like a little bit of a shorter episode, probably like an hour, because last week when I did my Drago episode, that was about an hour. It's weird when, like I said, when it's live and I'm doing comments, time just goes so fast. So I won't be able to answer comments, and it's gonna, because that's then time goes in different directions. The time goes off because like someone talks about whatever, and then I answer questions, and it's like, oh, it's been freaking 3 hours already. But when you're just by yourself and there's no chatting or comments, it's the time goes a little bit slower. So, and it's just all eyes on me. Well, I guess it is usually, but I don't like it that way. We have to get a picture button in there. But if anyone wants to come on the show, I could send you a link and you could pop right on. I haven't really done that, but we can do that. But you know what? We were here Monday night, and at towards the end of the show, Donna from the Waverly Wellness House popped in, and some exciting news. We confirmed a date, and she is coming on the show Friday, July 10th. So, yes, I'm very excited. Donna is an awesome person. I just love her. She's a wealth of knowledge. As I said, we could ask her all different things. She's just such a great person. I just love her, and I'm excited to have her on. So, yeah, so I look forward to that. I got to make some little promotions and things like that. And so we have some time to promote it. But mark your calendars, guys. It's, I usually do TGI Fridays, but, TGI Fridays, we're going to talk about our colons. She does colonics. You're going to get into the interesting world of colonics. Ooh, a touchy subject, a taboo, a little, if anyone knows about colonics, what they do, but maybe she'll explain that. But she does lots of other kinds of, different alternative therapies. She's helped a lot of people. But yeah, I'll let her talk about that when she gets on. But we're gonna have lots to talk about. So it's gonna be an awesome episode. So I'm excited about that. I also caught up with Mark Whittiat, and we've been going back and forth. We're gonna get a date together. If you don't remember that name, he's my violin player friend who played on Shadow Dance. We did the Montage Mountain show, and he came on and he played a couple songs. And I've known him since like 5th grade. He's amazing. He's an amazing violin player. I did a clip the one night about him and everything. And he's also he's like us. He goes up. I mean, he talks about, we've had so many conversations, Mark and I, about the universe and all the stuff I like. I'm sure he has his 2 cents probably about AI and aliens and all the stuff. So he's very cool. So hopefully that might be next week. I got to touch base and see what day he could come on. But that's happening too. So we will have 2 guests coming soon to Hollis-tics, and I have a couple other people I want to reach out to. I have in mind for this show, because it's not just about me. As I said, it's Hollis-tics here. It's not just about me. In other interesting news in the Hollis front, but love zombies. Okay, so the latest drama. Not drama. It's all good. So, long story short, I got my second proof. Remember how I said they made me do it, and then Chris got his, and I saw it, and I said, "Oh, the front page, the page that they made me change, because my first proof that I got like 2.5 weeks ago now, it came back perfect. There was a full page front in the front there. Look how nice that looks. That's what it looked like on the spine. It said "Love Zombies Land." Perfect, right? Great. I told people it's coming. And then I ordered my proof. That's what I thought the proof was for. Here it is. Looks great. Went to publish it. They told me, oh, the front page is too big. The bleed section. You can't, your book only has 77 pages. You need 79 pages for spine, writing. You have to remove the spine writing. You have to make this smaller. So from the perfect book, that was totally fine, I had to go and make all these changes. So not all these, 2 changes. I had to take off the spine text, and then I had to make the page smaller. But then when I made the page smaller, you can't really see it. Now Chris has this copy, and this is what I was telling you guys. I didn't tell everyone. I didn't put out my big promotion campaign, aka sending it out to my email list, seeing if anyone looks at it. But yeah, so when he showed it to me, the cover is fine. I'm okay with the spine not being there. I mean, whatever. But when I saw his cover, I'm like, it's not in the middle, the first page. Now, this is something I was debating. I'm like, if changing, it's really not a big deal. It's about moving it over a little bit so it's centered. To me, I don't know. Most people maybe wouldn't notice. But to me, it's just not in the center. It's the first page you see. I know what it looked like before, and it was perfect. So when I got it yesterday. And I was like, this is going to bug the crap out of me. I'm going to every time I open it, I'm going to be like, I wish I fixed that first page. But so long story short, it's still up there. And It's not like the book is down, but so I got this yesterday. I don't know if you guys could see it. Probably not, but anyway, it's not like in the center. So I spent like 2 hours moving the lid, shifting it, and like so, and then I just republished it with the first page change. So now that version is up there. But again, I'm not gonna totally start promoting it until I get another copy. So I'm supposed to get that copy Friday, hopefully, and hopefully, like you're always your like thought is, oh, what if I mess something up and it's worse? Or like, oh, is it, but you know what? This book took so long, like not the book itself, just having the whole thing, as you guys know, like I've waited freaking a decade. So like a couple more days, because when I put it out, I just want to make sure like I know it's good to go. Life is not perfect. You can't wait till everything's perfect. But my point is it was perfect to me. And then I had to go change it because they wouldn't let me publish the perfect one that they already published. Like, is it a money grab? Because now I had to order like 2 more copies, which I want the copies, but you have to order them at full price if you want them to come faster, which I did. I could get these author copies that are like print price, which are about $5 each, but that was going to take 10 days to get. So I'm like, oh, okay, I get a little bit of the money back, like a few dollars, but I was like, I don't want to wait 10 days. But so if I ordered it, it's supposed to be here Friday. If it's not perfect, even hopefully it's just a little bit better. It's like moved over and it's in the middle. So every time I look at the first page, I'm not like, damn, I should have changed that. It's just for my own peace of mind, because everything else is almost ready to go and everything else looks really good. And I'm very, very excited about it. So fingers crossed. I also printed out a few little flyers I'll be handing out to people I meet that might look like they need some love, or maybe they have kids or something. But these are little flyers I printed out. Oh my gosh, I went to Staples yesterday. There's a front, the back with a QR code that goes right to the landing page. Not the bonus. You got to get the book to get the bonus. But yeah, that goes right to the landing page. A little bit about the not the author. It's a little bit about like the book and where it is and everything. So I ordered some on Vistaprint, like some actual nice, I spent money on them, some nice like postcards, but they weren't coming till like July 6th or something too. So I was like, you know what? In the meantime, I'll go to Staples. Oh my gosh, go to Staples. This is printing places, they're necessary evil when you're trying to promote something, I guess. But you go there, first are like, oh, well, we can't do that. But finally, the lady was able to like, put 4 on a page. So like there was 4 of these on a page, and then, but the problem was slicing them. I tried, of course, like sometimes you have good experiences and bad, but they're not what I wouldn't say they were overly helpful there. I'm like, okay, so I'm here. The first one I sliced, I totally messed it up. It sliced right down Lolly's face. I'm like, so then I said, I just waited in line again and said, I said, could I pay you to freaking slice these for me with your slicer thing? Because they had one. So some other guy came and he did it. But then he gave them back to me and had this huge white border on it. I'm like, back to the slicer. I went on my own because he got busy. And then and then it was just like the slicer wasn't cutting. I'm just like, what the heck? Like this thing is not working. So I went back to the guy and I said, not to be annoying, can you please, like, would you be able to cut that white border off? Because it was like obviously noticeable, like a nice flyer and then like this big uneven white border. And he's like, oh no, I can't do that. He's like, you have to do it one at a time. So I was like, okay. So I was there for like a freaking hour. Like, I lost a couple on the way. So anyway, but these are just placeholders. These are, backups until my real ones come. Hopefully they look good. But they were supposed to be hot pink, and these are still cute, but these are more purple. But I have a feeling the hot pink are going to print like this too, because this was the file I gave at Staples. That purple was hot pink and it came out purple. So these are the ones. But that's okay. It's still, purple is still a good color. Like it's Roy G. Biv, all colors, the rainbow. So everything's good. So everything's going according to plan. So that's like the latest in the Love Zombie stuff. So we talked about all that stuff. Yes. So let me play a quick break, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about some books in the episode of this, or not the episode of this. The title of this episode is, What Do You Believe? And I've been thinking, because this is called Holistics, how we're going to be shifting a little direction. And some of the episodes coming up, I'm going to talk more about holistic stuff. I'll get back into this after this quick commercial break. Here we go. Oops, that's not it. Sorry, guys. Oh, that was just a picture. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's coming. It's coming. Here it is. The world has forgotten something important, and it's up to Lolly and the Love Zombies army to help us remember. When the evil Drago unleashes dark energies and dangerous amnesia fumes across Earth, a colorful band of heroes embark on a cosmic adventure filled with friendship, imagination, and heart. Love Zombies Land, a story for kids, but a reminder for adults too. Available now as a digital download exclusively at hollismahady.com. Each copy includes access to bonus content and a special soundtrack through an exclusive QR code inside the book. Join the community at buymeacoffee.com/hollismahady and receive a free digital copy as a thank you. And coming soon, the paperback edition, which will be available on Amazon. Join Lolly and the Love Zombies Army on their mission to help the world remember what matters most: love. You're watching Hollis-tics, hosted by Hollis Mahady. Be sure to visit hollismahady.com and join our email list to stay updated on upcoming shows, special events, new music, books, podcasts, and creative projects. And if you're looking for a community of like-minded people who value authentic human connection, meaningful conversations, creativity, music, art, and personal growth, join us at buymeacoffee.com/hollismahady. Together, we're building a growing community focused on preserving what matters most: real people, real conversations, and genuine connection. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Hollis Mahady, and you are watching Hollis-tics. So there you go. Love Zombies is on my website, as I said. The digital download, Love Zombies Land, is there, the digital download. And very soon it will be on Amazon. For those who know, it actually is on Amazon. But I want to make sure the picture looks centered before I tell everyone. But it is there. And thank you, Chris, for that glowing 5-star review. I have my first review. Love Zombies Land has its first review. You want to go check it out. And I encourage you, if you do get the book, to please leave a review. You know, I'm not just asking for good reviews. If you hated it, I guess you could put that. But I'm hoping that you don't put a 1-star review just to be mean, because people are like that. Not you guys, of course, but that's the way of the world, right? You do something good, you're trying to bring light, you're trying to bring joy, and people want to poo on it, because that is human nature. And Love Zombies are not about that. They're not. They're about 5-star reviews, or about being honest. Being honest. The throwback. That's a Love Zombie song, Be Honest, from my band, my previous band that inspired the book, Love Zombies Land. So there you go. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit. I have right next to me here, I have a stack of books. And I was so excited about finding my Lolly Love Zombie doll on my apron the other day. I don't think I mentioned that. I also found a whole stack of books that I thought went missing. And I think I did mention them. I have one about celery juice, and the power of celery. And there's a power in lots of different vegetables. And last night I was watching a few videos about our chakras and things like that. And holistics, holistic health is something I've always been into. And again, that's where we're having Donna come on. That's where I met Donna. I met her at Inner Harmony Wellness, where I was working. That's where I met Dan as well, as a holistic health practitioner assistant. So what does that mean? That was, I basically, I was kind of more, I booked appointments. I helped, do sales when they were buying vitamins and all that stuff. And I learned a lot. I do love that place. And especially since it brought me to my husband. I met him there, Dan. And yeah, so they're good memories with that. But yes, so the book. So I thought maybe I'll just show the book, because these are topics we're going to get into on some of these holistics. We maybe shifted a little bit. I talk so much about music, which is great. I'm a musician as part of me. Music's always going to come up. We've talked about AI kind of to death. I think I've talked about it a lot. And the truth is, it's going to be an ongoing topic forever. I mean, it's controversial. There's going to be a lot of debate, and I will talk about it, sure. But I mean, what can you do? I mean, what can we do right now? So, just getting off of that topic, getting more into a little bit more of the holistic side. And with holistic, it's mind, body, spirit. So body, like how to heal yourself naturally. How are some of these cures Um, the pharmaceuticals against going natural. There's a lot you could talk about there. Without it getting political, sometimes it could get political because blah blah blah. Like, I talk about the Matrix, the deep state. I don't think I really talked about that much. But it's all all related. Um, Vaccines to vaccine or not to vaccine, like that's again controversial stuff. That's it could divide people, which was not my point here. But at the same time, this is who I am. And I personally believed in more of the natural route and to try to heal yourself first before jumping right to medicine. Because I think that's the thing. And again, I guess disclaimer, obviously, I'm not a I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I am a certified health coach. I've studied this stuff really for my own benefit, for fun, because I think it's fascinating. I think the human body is freaking awesome, amazing. I think, when you really stop and think about the power of your body and like how even, if you're at an older age, like how we especially if you were like me, like I used to drink a long time ago, like the stuff that we did to our poor body, but how amazing the body really is that our heart beats. I have talked about this stuff. Like it's been beating every day since we're born. Like this thing has been so loyal to us, our organs, how they work together, how if you get hurt, it forms a scab and it heals eventually, and I just think it's fascinating, the human body. Now, at the same time, I never wanted to be a doctor, never wanted to be a nurse because as weird as it is, the blood and needles and all that. That's why that part's definitely not my calling. But to know about your body, I think is very important. And especially, I went to did hot yoga last week and I pulled something. It had to be there. And it's like this weird muscle. I don't know if it's even a muscle or a tendon or a nerve or something in my arm. And now it doesn't hurt really like anytime. It's not like, oh my gosh. But when I do this, which how many people do this? Like you don't do this that often. You just like swing your arm around. But when I do it, I'm like, oh, I feel like a pinch back there. And like I'm like, what? Well, I wonder what muscle that is. And I don't know. So I was like, maybe I'll look into get my health human body book out, which I found in the garage, which I was so happy about. Such a nice book. I'll show it to you in a moment. But just knowing about your body, I think it's amazing that myself included, like there's so many things in our body that is working all the time. It's kind of like the ocean, right? There's all this stuff in there. Like, what is that? Like coral, all these, like it's there. It's part of the ecosystem. It's important because, there's different fish or like eating other, like, what, it all works together. And our bodies are freaking amazing. And really to be able to like know your body, especially if you have health issues and stuff, like it's frustrating and not know like what the heck is causing that. I remember from Inner Harmony Wellness, they talked all about, and this is big, especially in holistic health, about looking for the root cause instead of just the symptom. Because a lot of time we go to the hospital, um, say it's high blood pressure, which is an example, whatever it is, they give you something. They usually give you a medicine as a band-aid that's going to mask that symptom. Like if it's a painkiller, you're going there because you have horrible back pain, but the root cause is what's causing that back pain or high blood pressure. What's causing it? Is it, you know, usually they'll do blood tests, is like, a lot of the sodium. I mean, there's different things that cause high blood pressure, stress, but like they'll give you a pill for that. But do they get to the root, like what's causing it? And now I don't know. Again, I'm not a doctor, so you might need that pill, but it could be other changes that you could do that would help lower your blood pressure. And then you don't have to take that pill because a lot of these pills have side effects. So you could be on something like a pill that helps your blood pressure stay low, but now it's like messing with your liver. Again, these are just examples. I'm not a doctor. I'm just talking from my own experience and my own things I think about all the time. So, I mean, I think, preventative health is big. Obviously, they always say there's not that much money if you get into pharmaceuticals, if you get into the thinking about big pharma and stuff. There's not a lot of money in prevention. There's not a lot of money in the cure. There's a lot of money to profit off of very sick people or, you know, so I remember I read that a lot, that a lot of like, medical students, nursing students, they don't take that much, many classes on like nutrition and stuff when, other people would argue that nutrition is huge and it plays a huge role in your eating styles and of what happens or why you might be sick. I mean, there's a lot of foods with preservatives. I mean, the food in the United States, especially compared to even some other countries. I remember living in England. It was like, oh, we don't have red dye here. We don't have this. I mean, they might. Canada, I think, doesn't. Certain countries, but I just remember, oh, United States, like the list of stuff they have, it's like banned in like 100 other countries. Like they can't have that. So you just don't know what's in the food, and then you hear, there's a lot. Like I said, I watched this video, and then about like the salad, and it was just in this bag, and it was going through all this chlorine was on it, and they're putting in the bag. I'm like, man, that's so disgusting. And a lot of people then go and try to grow their own plants and vegetables or have their own garden with their soil and stuff. But then some of the soil, the fertilizer is filled with chemicals. I remember learning about glyphosate, or I'm probably not saying that right. Glyphosate, that might be it. But it's in that Roundup, the weed killer, and then that's in your food. And like, because when I worked in Harmony Wellness, there was their whole thing was trying to detox people, or people would come in and like they had all these problems, or trying to figure out the root cause, what's causing it. And I remember them saying that, like, I'm going to forget some of them, but a lot of things that cause illness, one of them is heavy metals, one of them is parasites, bacteria, or maybe like fungi, mold. I gotta get Peter on here one time. Peter was the doctor there, Dr. Amato. I used to recite it all the time. It's 7 things, but one of them was heavy metals. Like I said, I think that mercury, like aluminum stuff, that stuff's in your brain. Like this is all found in everywhere. It's hard to escape from it. So I think all that stuff is really interesting. And that was really when I wanted to start Hollis-tics. I was like, I'm going to talk about all this stuff because I think it's fascinating. It's also scary what they're doing. Like then we could really get into conspiracies and but yeah. So let me pick up my book. Let me find it here. I have my 2 copies of Love Zombies. No, we talked enough about that. Don't worry. I'm not going to bring it up again. Here we go. The Complete Human Body. Oh my gosh, this one's like, oh, maybe I'll find what muscle it is in my arm. But this is freaking cool. Like, I can't really show you guys nervous system, the lymphatic system, the muscular system. I know Aaron out there, you've had problems with your ankle and your leg and your calf. And like this shows you exactly the brain, the head and neck and muscular system, the head and neck skeletal. I'm just like reading some of these things, the digestive system, just learning how these things works. Again, it's like not like you're going to maybe be able to totally cure yourself, but just knowing, I think, is powerful. Knowing what you're talking about, because when you go into like a doctor, I'm having, a lot of people, Dan has a lot of like stomach, he doesn't mind me saying, he's told it before, he suffers like with Crohn's. They say that's as an autoimmune deficiency disease. What is autoimmune? Like, there's all these things that we could really get into. The endocrine system, like even with PMS and stuff, like that's related to your endocrine system, I think. It's been a while, but look at the body's internal environment is controlled and regulated by nerves and hormones. Hormones are big, especially for the ladies out there. I mean, guys too, but certain hormones, there's a hormone that I remember it was called like ghrelin, I think, something that makes you hungry. It's just fascinating. There's so much. Here we go. Shoulder and upper body, shoulder and upper arm, cardiovascular, your heart. Like, again, maybe some people aren't really interested in it, but to know the functions of your organs, your body, it's just, I think it's important to know some of these things. And I don't know even nearly enough, but I think, especially with holistic health and stuff, if you kind of can know what's going wrong, but what is the root cause of that? Like what is causing? Because I remember reading because I used to get eczema sometimes on my wrists. And I think I know why. I used to work in a bar. I mean, I worked at bars for a long time and I haven't had it in years. But when I would work in the bar, so I think it was a soap allergy or something, but I would put my hand in those like tubs where you had to clean the the glasses and the dishes or whatever, more glasses. And you would have to put those tabs in there. And man, my hands, like I almost had to stop bartending. It got so bad, like itchy and like just, but it was eczema. And then because I had it when I was younger too, when I wasn't in a bar, but not like horrible. Some people get it really bad. But it was always on my wrists. I remember my sister had it too. But what is the root of that? Because your skin is an organ. I think your skin is like your largest organ. But again, I'll go back and fact check. Like I'm not trying to be doctor or whatever, but just tell me if I'm wrong. But I know your skin is an organ and things come out through your skin. So if it's showing on your skin, what's going on with your lymphatic system? What's going on inside that's like showing this? That's a symptom. Like when you see the rash, that's like the symptom of the thing that's going on. So yeah, big one. You see all these ads. Oh, creepy, the parasite ones. Like I see all these ads on, Instagram, like, is a parasite making you sick? But they say like a lot, it's parasites. Like parasites are things that you could get in like from your food. You could get them from pets. You could get them from, I don't know where else, probably like the environment, all these things. But food, like undercooked fish, it's a big one. Pork. Like who knows? I mean, it's like that stuff gets really creepy. Like, and Donna will knows a lot about that as well. I'm sure she has some stories. But these are things that like are in your gut, like in your brain. Like, there's a lot. So then you wonder why you're sick. Like, and then you go to a hospital, here, just take this pill, just take this pill. Meanwhile, who knows what the heck's going on and what's really causing that pain? What's really causing it? So when you dig a little deeper and you really want to know, because everyone wants to be healthy, or, especially for me, when I know Dan has this like Crohn's thing and the autoimmune, I got really wanted to help him heal because that's how we met. He came in, he wanted to get off pharmaceuticals because they were giving him like really bad side effects. Like on a steroid, he gained all this weight, like, and proud of him. He's been off of them for over a year. And he's like, he still has issues sometimes, but so much better. Not as many side effects. He's so much better being off of them, so he had to wean off them and all that. And just trying different natural things. Like there's so many things, juicing. And here, we'll go to this one. I'll just go through my whole stack. The one about, this one. These were the books I was upset I couldn't find. Well, this one, the celery juice, All the Power of Celery Juice, the most powerful medicine of our time, healing millions worldwide. I got to read about it so I could tell you what I've learned. But that's just celery. I mean, you could go buy a stalk of celery and juice it. You need a juicer, which I do actually have. These were the books. Oh, this was the one I was upset I lost. And I remember getting this specifically for Dan because I remember it said it was called Medical Medium Brain Saver. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't see it. Hold on. There it is. Okay, so Brain Saver, answers to brain inflammation, mental health, OCD, brain fog, neurological symptoms, addiction, anxiety, depression, heavy metals, Epstein-Barr virus, seizures, Lyme, ADHD, Alzheimer's, autoimmune, and eating disorders. So this is like, you see why I think it's interesting, because we suffer from some stuff. Depression is a big one. Like a lot of people have that. So sometimes circumstantial depression, but you hear that, or I have mental health issues, or, this one was autoimmune and eating disorders. And I was interested in seeing like, what is an autoimmune like disease, because you hear like it's like incurable and stuff. And I don't know if I believe that. I think we can heal ourselves, and also with the power of God, obviously he's the miracle maker, the creator. But, so toxin, clouded emotions. This was the one your emotional brain, emotional creatures, all this stuff. This is the one I was very upset that the alloy in your brain, like heavy metals, water's a big thing. There's people, again, if you have loads of money, like I wish you could get your whole house all like crazy, like water filters everywhere, your shower, because your skin is an organ. So any water absorbed by your skin. So you'll hear sometimes like fragrances are bad for you, like because they have so many chemicals and you're putting them right on your skin. So if you're putting lotions with all these like chemicals and stuff in, soap, all that stuff, it's getting absorbed by your body. It could be, causing havoc. You don't know. So you hear people, oh, I go all natural, or I make my own soap, or Amy is a big one. Aaron's wife, she makes amazing things. She was making her, remember the chapstick and everything? You gave me one. But, and this is why people would do this, because it doesn't have the fragrance. They know what they're putting in it. Like, even some things where it's, sorry guys, tampons. Like there's organic tampons. I just saw something not that long ago about, I think it was tampons, like there's stuff that's made, that they're made with, that has like chemicals and all this stuff. And you're putting that like, sorry guys, you think you know where I'm going with this, but then it's in your body. And then you wonder why people are sick. The stuff that like we don't always think about. So yeah, so medical, protect your brain barrier before it's too late. If you've been searching for direction about brain, neurological, or mental health, you found the answers. Whether you're just starting out on your journey, has taken you to multiple neurologists, internists, and functional medical doctors, your time has come to discover the true cause of your suffering, move forward, and heal. Again, you could be thinking, oh, I'm just a sad person, but maybe there really is something else causing the depression in your brain. The brain is where everything in spine too, but brain is obviously connected to your spine. And like, if you get a brain injury, like most people, if they get a brain injury really bad, they can't walk because it's all connected. I mean, it's fascinating. It's also like, especially with that, it's scary. But Lyme disease, oh, that's a big, like, I mean, all these, lupus, addiction, ADHD, Alzheimer's, anxiety, autism, balance and issue and dizziness, Bell's palsy, brain fog, brain inflammation, chronic anger disorder, dementia. I mean, I'm just skimming them. There's loads of them: meningitis, migraines, mood changes. I mean, I talk about PMS. That's all mood. Mystery and nausea, numbness and tingling, Parkinson's disease. So yeah, and then they have, I think at the end here, because I did like, when I got it, I like didn't read all of it, but I looked through it. I think some like juices and like, things, specific herbs and specific recipes and stuff. Oh yeah, trauma. Yeah, they have like, again, it's hard to show you, but they, at the end, it's a really nice book. You see, I was upset I couldn't find it, but that one, and same like kind of author as the celery book one. And then also, sorry guys, I went crazy when I bought these, but I got these on a Libra, so they were all very they weren't that expensive. Look at Liver Rescue. I was just talking about this. Answers to eczema, psoriasis, diabetes, strep, acne, gout, bloating, gallstones, adrenal stress, fatigue, fatty liver. I've heard of that one. Weight issues, SIBO, and autoimmune disease. So I think, again, these are used copies, but find answers to so different things. So your liver, if you have a problem with your liver, that could be, so maybe, again, I'm just making these examples. I don't know for sure, obviously, but like whatever the symptom is you're having, it could, again, you could go to the hospital, they give you some pill for it. Great. Maybe that's suppressing that symptom, but maybe the problem for your migraines or your pain is there's something wrong with your liver and you need to detox your liver. You need to flush it out. Like whatever it is, like there's usually some kind of organ that is related to the symptom. But it's like, it's such a mystery. Because the body is crazy. There's so much. So, and doctors, they know stuff, obviously, like they know, a lot of doctors do, but it just seems so complicated. How could they ever truly know, especially if they're not really trying to find the root cause and just be like, okay, well, we just want to get them out of pain. So let's just give them these pills or give them this steroid or give them this whatever. At least, okay, they're feeling better. But what happens is then you're on that pain medication forever, especially, or whatever medication, maybe it's not pain, and you're always on that. And then it could be having different side effects that could be causing something else. Instead of saying, okay, you know what, maybe it is because of the liver, blah, blah, blah. And, I remember there was also, it's called functional medicine, which is, when you go to get blood work in the hospital or if yearly you get blood work, they do specific tests blood work tests, vitamin D and like a lot of other things for your cholesterol, this, that. But functional blood work, and I remember this from Inner Harmony Wellness, they do all different, like more. It was a panel of like all different things that they don't normally check for. And then, which I thought was interesting. I hate doing blood work and getting like that stuff, but I did it. And, like they found I was really low on this mineral and this thing. And again, it's good for preventive stuff. So knowing like, okay, you're really low on magnesium, maybe that's causing headaches. Maybe that's causing that. I don't know. Again, just examples. So there's things that they miss, like because it's so not black and white. There's so much gray. I mean, and everybody's so different. Everybody's body's different. And the worst is like you feel helpless sometimes. You're like, what the I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know. Like, what is causing this? What is causing this? So again, I mean, you could learn a lot of stuff and still not know. I'm not saying it's all the answers, but it makes you feel a little bit more powerful. I say, like, we had a lady on the show. She's great. Her name is Dr. Lynn. Maybe she can come on Hollis-tics. Dr. Lynn Lafferty. And she gave Dan some stuff that really helped him, but natural stuff, and she has a course called Become Your Own Health Investigator. So that's what it's saying. It's like taking a little bit of power back and knowing what's going on. Really, like, people get desperate if they've tried everything at the hospital and they don't know, or every freaking pharmaceutical. And that's what happened with Dan. Eventually he was just like, this is not working. I need to try something else, and again, that's what happened. That's how we met. So let me see. Okay, I told you about my liver rescue one. So I hate that I have to go down here. Oh, hold on. Okay, now I have to like get down on the floor. Hold on. Just you have a whole pile of books here. Okay, this was the other one, Brain Saver Protocol Cleanses and Recipes. So look how big that is. Like there's all ego shifter. That's the one I opened up to. It's like a juice. All different recipes, like teas, like, oh my gosh, brain aging, brain fog. It's saying have celery juice, like all this stuff. Really interesting. Again, I'm so glad I found these things. Let me see what else I got here. Hold on. Okay. And like this, we're going to get it. We might bring this up with Donna. We were talking, I mentioned some essential oils. Yes, reference guide for essential oils handbook. I know Aaron asked about ginger. That's all in this book. Like it'll say like, I remember looking like, oh, I love eucalyptus. I love that. Or brain oils that activates the right brain. I'm just browsing through this. But yeah, I mean, there's so much. Again, natural things that might calm you down. We were having an anxiety attack. Like, okay, or you could just take a pill or maybe put on some like, try this. Maybe this is from Mother Nature. Maybe this will help these certain things. This one's huge, the big book. No wonder my tote was so freaking heavy. Here we go. This one's about all the chakras, different things. Like, I always think it's fascinating because we talk about energy and, there's a lot like when it comes to chakras and things like that, this goes back to my title. What do you believe? Because there's so many different religions out there. There's so many different viewpoints, and it's where then people start to fight. So, like I said, I don't talk about religion, so to speak, as politics, but in politics and stuff like that because it divides and it's like I just don't want to. But I've always been like a seeker, and ever since I like went on my journey into the world, I was always like, what there's more here than what meets the eye. Like I've always been kind of like, yeah, but what's the point of this? Like what is this? Like, and through my journey, I mean I've met and was always, like I said, always seeking. I've was lost for a long time, and at the end of the day, it's God. It's God that I was searching for, and people call it different names, universe, this and that, but it's God to me, and you could call it whatever. And I remember for a long time in LA, it was like, oh, the universe, and it's another name for God. for something bigger than yourself. That's what I believe. But some people, like, their God is Buddha. Some people, their God is um I don't know. There's other, like, I'm feeling sounding dumb, but there's other ones, you know, and well, obviously Jesus Christ and God and all that, Mother Mary, like all these things. And I just hate when people fight about religion, because I think, like, why I made it the name of the episode, what do you believe in? Like, you know, it's something. If you believe in something, it's good to believe in something. I mean, there's atheists out there, there's agnostics, people who don't believe at all. I mean, whatever, each to their own. Um, but I remember with chakras, and like, even like, people were saying, oh, well, if you're worshiping that, like, that's not this religion, and this religion doesn't believe in that, and they don't believe in this. And I'm just kind of like, well, at the end of the day, I think that God heals, miracles come from God, from, like, but do I believe in certain, like, a crystal is nice? Yeah, I mean, why not? I feel like God made that. So, like, it's all part of it. So, you know, um, and with chakras, I think a lot of people think, oh, no, no, it's new age, woo woo. But what I've read a lot about chakras is, like, they just also, like, there's meridians and lines in your body, and they just, like, the chakras are the energy points, and like your heart chakra, your throat chakra, uh your third eye, your crown chakra, your root chakra. It's interesting. I was watching some videos about the root chakra last night, as well as the crown, kind of jumping all over. But yeah. So we're gonna get into it. I kind of probably sound like, what do you know what you're talking about? But yeah, I like, in yes and no. I mean, instinctually, like, intuitively, or whatever. I've always been drawn and fascinated with this kind of stuff. Um because I think Earth is, like I said, it's a hard place, and people are always fighting, and religion's a big one that divides people, and I hate that, and politics too. That's what love's not about. They rise above. So yeah, I'm gonna read more about those things. And like I said, this is kind of just a smorgasbord of things that are to come. We could talk about a whole juice about celery episode, but I think, like, especially with heavy metals and all the parasites and all that stuff, like, some people might get creeped out by it, but I'd rather know, so I can, like, okay, like, get rid of them. I want to be happy, or I want to feel better. When you're sluggish and tired, oh, you're just tired. No, there could be something like a parasite that's slowing you down, and there's ways to get rid of them and stuff. So I would rather know, so I can take care of myself and live my best life without all these uninvited guests, or or like, knowing, okay, there's glyphosate in that roundup, or in the thing, or there's something in that food that makes me feel like this. You'd rather know, you know so I mean, that's me personally. So there you go, guys. A little bit holistics, where we're going to get into where we're going to go. Um, and yeah, if anyone has any comments, put it in the chat room. I will see it later. I'm technically, right now, I'm at Rock and Roll Studios singing, probably. And yeah, so it's still sunny out there. I'm going to try to get the last of my pool weather, but I'm going, not my pool weather, my pool day. I actually want to go sit out there and write some ideas and things. And yeah, what else? What else was I going to say? I have a book called A Course in Miracles. I read some of that. I don't know if anyone's ever heard that. We could talk about that. There's a spiritual teacher I really love. His name is Michael Miradad. I'm going to talk more about him. He's influenced a lot of my music and stuff like that. I've listened to him for years, and I'm hoping we're going to go to Sedona. I met him once, and I went to he has a center. It's not his center, but he's there like every week, and he does his talks and everything. He's very involved with the place called Unity of Sedona. It's like for Christ consciousness and all that. And I love him. I love his talks. I mean, he's awesome. I should play a clip or something, but he gets into all this stuff, and he describes it in a way that's just, it resonates with me. It might not be everyone's cup of tea. Take it or leave it. I'm not here to preach. I am not here to preach and put my beliefs on you. Hey, all I think the biggest shame is when people are so hard in their beliefs that they think your belief is wrong, or like, oh my God, because at the end of the day, I think, like I say, we're all human, and whatever thing you believe in, I think if you love and you believe in something bigger and you give your life to that, if that was it, Buddha, I said, but like the Hindus and all that stuff. So I think that's a good thing. But that's it, again, that's just my opinion. And we're entitled to have our own opinions. So I'm going to play a video or two, and then I'm going to start to wrap it up because it's just a little episode, because I didn't want to put up a repeat. We're getting to the end of the hour here. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And let me play a little bit of, maybe I'll play a little Love Zombies, some Lolly, Everything Is Me, and then we'll start to wrap up. And I will be here Friday night live, Friday at 7 p.m. for Hollis-tics TGIF Friday. I should be here. I'm going to be doing that because there's no Rock and Roll Studios that night. And I will be here live, so I'll be able to see your comment. And we can talk about this show and talk about, obviously, lots more things. Okay, so here we go. This is Everything Is Me from the Love Zombies Land soundtrack. And here's Lolly.
Lolly in Love Zombies Land, things bloom under every hand. She wakes up with a mirror grin, gives her own sweetheart a spin. She says, I am you, you are me. Love is mine and it runs free. She sways where the roses grow, breath in, breath out, nice and slow. Fluffy love taps at her door, tail like a feather on the floor. Brings his guitar by, strings like sunbeams in the sky. He strums while she sings along, turning quiet into song. Fluffy love curls by her feet, pink hearts dancing down the street. She meditates and hums all day, love zombie magic, yeah, yeah, yeah. She sways where the roses grow, breath in, breath out, nice and slow. Dino plays a general line, and the whole land starts to shine. Say self-love starts in me today. Fluffy love, Dino too. All the love comes right on through. She closes her eyes and sings it back. Whole wide world turns pink just like that. I am you, you are me. I am everything you see. Everything is me, everything is me. Lovely, shine so bright, lovely. Think all night I am you, you are me. I am everything you see.
And there you go, a little Love Zombies Land. That's Lolly. Hopefully she brightened your day up a bit. Hopefully I did. Maybe made us think about some stuff about our body and what's going on and in my arm. But yes, I also thought about when I was watching Lolly, it popped in my brain. Inflammation, that was a big one. I always hear about like your body's inflamed and what's causing that. And certain foods, like if you're acidic, your body's too acidic, and certain things can thrive in that environment. Oh, there's so much that we could get into. All this stuff, it's reminding me of my health coach days and getting me inspired again. And we're going to get healthy, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to become our own health investigators, healing. And excuse me, because, whoa, look at that. As I said, the the body is amazing. I truly do think, again, you need the help of God. We can't heal ourselves, but can we at least, be on the best path we can and do our part, because our human body is our temple. It's our creation. It's not our creation. It's our temple though. And we should take care of it. So we're going to talk about all that and more on lots of episodes to come on Holistics. But this is now the end of the show. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had a great day. I hope you had a great night. And I am Hollis-tics. This is Holistics. And I will see you on Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys. Take care. Here we go. I'm going to end the show and play the outro, which is called Lights. All right, guys. See you Friday. Thank you for watching Holistics, hosted by me, Hollis-tics. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to share it with someone who might need it too. And if you'd like to support the podcast, you can visit buymeacoffee.com/Hollis-tics. You can make a one-time donation or become a member for just a few dollars a month to get extra podcasts and exclusive behind-the-scenes content you won't find anywhere else. Or simply scan the code on the screen. Your support truly means the world to me and helps me continue creating independent content for you. If you like the music featured in this show, I license it through Epidemic Sound. You can head over to hollismahady.com, click on the podcast page, and use my link for a free trial. And don't forget to check out VOPUSARadio.com, where I host my music channel and am building a growing community of independent musicians. If you're interested in joining the network, just click Join Network and submit an application. Until next time, remember that you are loved and never alone. From human to human, big hugs. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the outro video. I love this song.
Lights shining from the window late at night. I'm just watching someone else's life go by, wishing it was mine. Dreams, everybody has them at the start. Somewhere along the way they fall apart, and it makes it kinda hard to look up at the lights. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I can finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. Try your best to hold on to the rope. We all have a reason to let go, and it's easier to do, but it's better if we don't. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I can finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. When you wish upon a star just to find out it's a plane. And when you think you've come so far, but you're standing still again, and you finally understand. When the lights go out, everything is clear. When the lights go out, I could finally see. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I could finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. all have a reason to let go, and it's easier to do, but it's better if we don't.